UFC 299. That was a great card. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of really good fights. The pick I made for Marlon Vera, unfortunately, that was wrong. I'm sorry. You can go see that prediction and that breakdown on my channel if you want to. I still think it was a good breakdown. I just didn't get the end result right. I was just hoping for a few things to happen, and I was hoping to see a motivated Marlon Vera. That was like the big thing, because I thought he really had a grudge against Sean O'Malley and that he would want to open up more than he did against Sandhagen. That didn't happen. The one fight that I did predict correctly though, and you can even ask my man Matt. You can ask him this, because I told him this and I could show you on my parlay that I lost. But the one fight that I got right was the upset by Dustin Poirier. Now, Benoit Saint Denis is a hell of a fighter. And the French crowd, the French audience and the French fans are amazing. Wow, they make so much noise. They come in full support. I really have so much respect for France after seeing how much support they have for their fighters. But I just knew that Saint Denis wasn't going to do it. He was hyped up really well by Joe Rogan and a few other people, you know, as this like tough military guy coming from France that got really good at MMA and jumped to the top of the top elite in his weight class in a very short time, in like 6-7 years of training in his adult life. Pretty crazy. And he's absolutely a skilled fighter. He's not done. I don't think he's done, but, you know, he's a skilled fighter. I just didn't think, you know, it's hard to go against a vet when it comes to this sport or any sport in general. Even when Peyton Manning went against Cam Newton, I had Peyton Manning. You know, I'm just a veteran kind of guy. And I felt like Dustin Poirier still had enough to teach this new guy, teach him the ropes, I guess you could say. I knew that Saint Denis was going to have trouble with southpaws, because we saw that in previous fights that he was getting rocked a few times by right hands and by the southpaw stance. And Dustin Poirier is a southpaw and has a great right hook. Once you let Dustin wobble you or get you to the ground, it's over. He knows how to finish a fight. He knows how to finish a fight. You can ask McGregor. But now, there's also historical reference that I based it on when I made the pick. Because when you look at people that were military, like ex-military or current military that have gone up against pro fighters in MMA and boxing, it usually hasn't turned out well. We could start off with a story about Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya faced some kind of Marine in a Golden Glove tournament in his amateur career, and apparently he put this left hook on this Marine, and the Marine was knocked out cold. Apparently, according to Oscar's words, they thought the guy died after he knocked him out. Even think about when Carlos Condit went to the tour in Iraq, and then one of the soldiers wanted to challenge him in sparring, which was a stupid idea, and Carlos Condit knocked him out with like a head kick or something. Really put it on him too. You can even look back at when Roy Jones Jr. fought Jeff Lacey. When he fought Jeff Lacey, he was already in the twilight of his career. And Jeff Lacey was a Marine. Even in his older age, was able to school him and show him the ropes of how it really goes, you know. It's hard to go against a vet in general. And in fighting and boxing and MMA, it turns out that military people aren't always the best fighters. They deserve their respect, you know. I'm not really on the Sean Strickland wave where, you know, you go out calling out Navy SEAL guys and stuff. Now, just because military guys aren't maybe as good as pro fighters are when it comes to fighting, military people are trained. Military person is trained on how to unalive you, basically. It's night and day. It's a completely different world, and the military does a job that pro fighters could never do, or probably could, but, you know, it'd be very hard. They would need a lot of training. Not everybody's going to be Oscar De La Hoya. Not everyone's going to be Roy Jones. Not everyone's going to be as good as Carlos Condit, you know, and not everyone's going to be as good as Sean Strickland when it comes to just straight up combat. But being in the military and being a military man, you know, they got to train with guns. They're not going for rear naked chokes. They're probably going to grab your neck and rip the neck bone out your neck, and you're just going to die. Different worlds, but that was, you know, a way that I was able to predict that right, just looking back at history. And yeah, just because Saint Denis had the military experience and he's been on a hot run, I just didn't feel like it was enough to give Dustin Poirier the troubles that they thought it was going to give him. Because Poirier's a veteran in the game. He might not be a military veteran, but he's a veteran in the fight game. So kudos to Dustin Poirier on that win. And then promoting the hot sauce at the press conference after was so boss. Like, that was so awesome. And shout out to Saint Denis. You made it to, a headlining card. You've been having a great run in the UFC, and it's not over for you. You're only going to get better from this. And, we hope to see you a lot more, and we hope to see the French fans come back for the next event because they make a lot of noise. And I love that fan base over there. So, and yeah, that's just how it went. That's how the story usually goes when it's a pro fighter versus a military guy. But anyways, you know the vibes. It's Dolo Ren, content creator and producer for the Productive Conversations podcast. Go check out my past videos. I did a prediction on Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Talked about Canelo ducking David Benavidez. You can go check out my channel on YouTube, Dolo Ren on YouTube. Giving y'all videos there, giving y'all predictions there, getting all type of content, But first off, go follow PCP, Productive Conversations Podcast, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're on everything. So go like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, all that good stuff. Stay tuned in. I'm going to catch y'all.